Howdy all, and welcome back to the New England Ore Model Railway. In this video we'll be reviewing the Dapol J94 Austerity. This locomotive was given to me by my brother as a birthday present not long ago, where he purchased this model at Lord & Butler for a price of $59.95. Hopefully this will be an excellent and fun review. With that said and done, it's time to take the locomotive out of the box and see the details up close and personal. There it is, the Dapol J94 Austerity up close and personal. And considering that this model was built around about 1986, the details are truly spectacular. You wouldn't have thought this model was over 30 years old by just looking at it. The details on the smoke box, the handrails are beautifully represented here. The front buffer beam, it may be a plain livery, but it was beautifully represented here. The British Rail line is beautifully printed, the running number, as well as the running number on the smoke box. The wheels, a fair amount of cab detail. It does, unfortunately, with this video you won't be able to see much of it, but there is a fair representation of cab detail. A good bit of coal in the bunker. And to the rear of the locomotive, the details are still loads and plenty. This locomotive is truly amazing. When I held this locomotive in my hands for the first time, I was shocked when I discovered something I wouldn't have thought a model of this age would have had. And a lot of models which was around at the same time as it wouldn't have had either. But this one is amazing, and it does have it. It has sprung buffers, which is truly, for its time, sprung buffers we take very much for granted these days, but for back then, it's truly revolutionary. And a fact you might not know, that the famous Wilbur Awdry himself actually had and owned a Dapol J94 Austerity in his own personal collection. I think it would be an excellent idea for myself to have this locomotive customized into a Thomas character. Anyone who knows of what character which is referred to in the Thomas lore, please say your guess is in the comments of this video, and I may let you know if you're correct or wrong. But now it's time, with that said and done, it's time to go and talk the history of the J94 Austerity. The J94 was originally known as the Hansa Austerity, built between 1943 and 1964, with a total of 485 locomotives built. Before this locomotive was developed for the primary type role of standard shunting, the LMS Ginty was also put up for the role of standard shunter, but the Hansa Austerity was proven to be more simple and easier the locomotive to maintain. At the end of the war, in 1946, 75 locomotives were sold on to the LNER, and the rest were sold to the National Coal Board. The ones which were sold to the LNER became the J94, which was nicknamed by their crews as the Austerity. They pretty much did standard shunting on branch lines or on the main line, and some probably did some passenger services on some branch lines. They continued on until beginning of retirement of between 1959 to 1967, with the original Hansa austerities continuing from 1959 to an astonishing up to 1984. These days, there's only two J94 austerities remaining, with the original Hansa austerities with a total of 70 locomotives in preservation. Most austerities, if you do see them out and about, apart from the original two J94s which are in preservation, most of them which you do see out and about in preservation railways are being painted up to look like J94s. And it is a sight to behold. I have seen a couple of these locomotives up close and personal, and it is jolly worth seeing. With that said and done, it's time to go down to the track to show what this beautiful locomotive is capable of doing. There he is, our Dapol J94 Austerity, ready to show us what it's made of. For this running session, I thought it would be most appropriate to run it with some LNER teak coaches. I think that these coaches would fit this locomotive very beautifully. And for this running session, I thought it would be an excellent idea to run with some classic 060 tank engines. On the second line, we have a Hornby Ginty with some LMS coronation coaches. And as well as that, we have a Great Western 64XX with some chocolate and cream coaches. This will be a good and fun running session. Now it's time to let these locomotives show us what they are made of. That was a good, excellent running session. That concludes my review of the Dapol J94 Austerity. I would heavily recommend anyone who is beginning in this beautiful hobby into buying one of these locomotives. They're easy to get hold of, reasonably priced, and fun. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the Lone Ranger Motoring channel. With that said and done, see you next time.